everybody, and hopefully everybody had a good day trading. Today Lucid was doing its thing. You can see right here it's up about 9.3%, 0.03% today, and then after hours 1.06%. It started today at $2.18, around 9.25. Around 9:30 it hit 219, and then bam, 9:35 that thing jumped up to 241. Now here's the interesting thing. It went back down to 240, tested, and then went back up to 247. So at this point, of course, I was interested. So I waited for it to go back down. It hit about 239. That's when I jumped in. And of course, it went back up 242, 245, 245, 250. You know what? And then I was looking at the news, and they were talking about how they're projecting it to hit $10. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stay in this. This may be the move right here. Or not maybe, but we can definitely see that Lucid Group is growing. And if we look at the candlesticks, we can just see how much was going on with the bears and the bulls. Of course, you got that big green bullish candlestick. Then, of course, the bears took some profit. Probably somebody that was in it long from $2. You know, it only made sense. But then there was a purchase, and then even a bigger purchase right here around 10 a.m. And it just kept testing, kept testing, kept testing. And it just stayed right there. And it stayed in that area the entire day, even to now. So it looks like we have a new, basically a new bottom for Lucid Group. You can look down here at MACD. And the interesting thing with MACD is, of course, we got the big green bump right here. And then you get the red going down. But it never dropped too far. And then after that, it got back in the green. And it kind of stayed there until the trades, of course, faded out throughout, the rest of the evening. If we go down here and look at the statistics, right now today's high 251, the low 217. That's good news for us that are following Lucid. Average volume 108.93 million, and the volume 180.31 million. So we got a big jump up. Now before we go into the news, I want to look at something. If you go to trade and trends right here and you click on hedge funds, now of course this is shows us what hedge funds are investing in Lucid right now. And if you look right here, this hedge fund is called Public Investment Fund Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. Now this comes off the bat of that deal that Lucid did with Saudi Arabia. This was back last year. But you can see right here that their stance is a buy. That's a strong buy too, because they have over 396,188,386 shares. That's a 28.82% change right there. Total shares being 1,770,800,000,800. I said 1,000,000,000. 1,770,888,684. So that's a lot right there. But here's even the more interesting thing. Let's look at, go back up here, and let's look at insiders. And now we can see some more recent trades right here. SVP Finance and Accounting, Gagan Denagra, is an uninformative buy, but 270,730 shares. Market value of $565,826. And this was March the 6th of 2025. And you can see as you look down here, we're getting some big buys. Now the interesting thing is the hold analyst rating is outshining everything. It isn't a 100% buy yet because we still have sales at 23.5%. But we can definitely see that a change is coming. Got some news right here from Tip Ranks. Let's click on that. There's a hope, says Morgan Stanley, about Lucid stock. Now this is good. This is what we want to see right here. So let's go down here. Lucid Group has been a brutal ride. Investors with shares plummeted 91% in the past 3 years as the company struggles to carve out a space in the ultra-competitive EV market. But of course we see that things are definitely changing. So let's go deeper into this. Justin Basedin, he did an article. Lucid stock trades up. Here's why. Shares of luxury electric car manufacturer Lucid jumped 13% in the morning session of the Morgan Stanley analyst. Adam Jonas upgraded the stock's rating from sell to hold, highlighting the balanced risk reward. The analyst added, "We see emerging scope for Lucid's ability to play a role in the embodied AI theme as a friend-shored manufacturer with access to capital and strategic relationships with uniquely positioned Lucid to straddle geopolitical hurdles and potentially partnering with both China and the West." Now, when it talks about some of these AI partnerships, of course, the biggest one that comes to mind is that NVIDIA partnership. It says the shares closed the day at $2.36, up 9% from the previous close. What the market is telling us, Lucid shares are extremely volatile and have had 55 more greater than 5% over the last year. But moves this big are rare, even for Lucid, and indicate this news significantly impacted the market's perception of the business. The biggest move we wrote about over the last year was 5 months ago, when the stock dropped 19.5% on the news that the company announced an unwritten public offering of roughly 262 million shares of its common stock. So we can see that they're definitely doing their thing, and they're definitely making some moves. Overall, Lucid was expected to raise gross proceeds of $1.67 billion from the offerings. Separately, the company provided preliminary operating loss guidance of $765 million and $790 million for the third quarter of 2024. So what are the expectations? Here we go. Lucid is down 21.9% since the beginning of the year, and at $2.37 per share, it is trading 44.5% below its 52-week high of $4.26 from August 2024. Investors who bought $1,000 worth of Lucid shares at the IPO in September 2020 would now be looking at an investment worth $239.13. Woo! So they definitely took a gouge right there if they got it at IPO. Here at Stock Story, we certainly understand the potential of thematic investing. Diverse winners from the Microsoft, Alphabet, Coca-Cola, Monster Beverage could all have been identified as promising growth stories with a mega trend driving the growth. So in the spirit, we identify a relatively under the radar profitable growth stock benefiting from the rise of AI, available to you free via this link. So I'm not going to click on any links because it's probably going to put a virus on the computer, but no doubt we can see that Lucid is definitely headed in the right direction. So let's continue to pay close attention to Lucid stock. We'll see what it does tomorrow and then do an update from there. We'll see whether or not it's going to hold its position, or maybe it's all smoke and it just drops down and gouges everybody. But either way, let's keep trading. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow, and I am out. Deuces.